You say anytime you see their hand like this, that means another lie is about to land. Okay, here waiting for me. Adesina talk abeg. I go play in video for you. You don't tell us another thing. Say well, Buhari go finish waiting started. He even talk say hey, where Nigeria dey now they save. More than listening to the full gist from Femi Adesina. I see they pour am out. You know them way now. More than listening to him.
At President Muhammadu Buhari, how well he has led this country in the last 7 or more years. I'm being joined by the special advisor to the president on media and publicity, Mr. Femi Adesina. It's indeed interesting that I'm almost called you Femi Falana. Interesting that we just spoken with Mr. Falana there. Thank you so much. We have 2 Femis on the program today. Thank you so much, Mr. Femi Adesina, for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
How does it feel?
Very good.
You're gradually winding down.
Oh, beautiful.
The president said he couldn't wait to get out of office.
I think those of us who have been with him since 2015 are also counting down. We can't wait to leave.
What is it about that office that makes people want to, I mean, sometimes they just want to get out?
It's a lot of responsibility, and then a lot of work, and then maybe a little appreciation from the populace. So by the time you are winding down, you can't wait to go.
Some people will say, but he asked for it. He was the one who, 4 times he said he wants to be president. Now he asks, why is he hurrying out?
No, it's not a matter of hurrying out. It's a matter of constitutional limitation. He has maximum of 8 years he can spend. He has spent 7 and a half years.
If he had his way, if not because of the legal constitution, he may have left before the 8 years, isn't it? I mean, do you feel fulfilled that you have worked in a government at this time in the nation's history? How do you think personally that you would have written the record and the performance of this government in the last 7 or more years? I mean, and several months.
Well, your question is, do I feel fulfilled? At the personal level, I'll say yes. Because how many journalists, how many editors do we have in Nigeria? Many hundreds. If you are asked out of that lot to come and serve your country, to come and serve the president of that country, you can only be thankful to God. And then you have done it for 7 and a half years. You can also only be thankful to God and maybe to your principal, who also appointed you and has reserved confidence in you up to this time. So I feel good.
You think it was a mod? I mean, you didn't when you were going into the office, you didn't think it was this difficult?
No, I knew it was not a tea party. I remember I wrote a piece 2 weeks ago in which I recalled the moment I was quitting my job to come and serve in government. That very morning, I woke up and I started to cry. Because I didn't know what I was going in for. I had never been in government, and I didn't know what I was going to meet. I didn't want government, but I wanted to serve Muhammadu Buhari. That was why I came, but I wasn't sure what I was going to meet. 7 and a half years down the line, I'm glad I worked with it.
Now, but would you say that the president and the man that you worked for has been able to fulfill his promises to Nigerians?
I believe so. One thing we need to understand and appreciate is that there is no single president that will solve the problems of a country, all the problems of a country. It has never happened before. It will never happen anywhere in the world that a president will come or an administration will come and solve all the problems. No, that president and the administration he leads will do their bit and hand over to another administration that will continue.
Perhaps why some people will tomorrow morning wake up to what you have said now and criticize it is perhaps the euphoria and the steam in which the APC government came into power, preaching change. You think the expectations were too high?
Well, there will always be criticisms, particularly in a country like this. You change the Naira, they criticize. You don't change, they criticize. You have electoral law, they criticize. You don't have, they criticize. Anything in this country will be criticized. So, criticisms, particularly if they are virulent and negative, should not bother us. What should matter to us is what we are doing and a concentration on that thing and making sure that we make a difference.
But the point I was making is whether or not the expectations of Nigerians were higher than the capacity of the government to meet those expectations.
With every administration, it's always like that.
But precisely because Muhammadu Buhari defeated a sitting President Goodluck Jonathan and came with the narrative of change, which was used in several other countries and won them election in nothing less than 2 or 3 other countries where that slogan was used. But the expectations were high. In the area of security, for example, would you say Muhammadu Buhari is going to be leaving Nigeria better than he left it?
No doubt about it.
Nigeria is safer now than when Muhammadu Buhari met it?
He will leave a safer country, no doubt about it. When he came in 2015, you couldn't be sure that Nigeria will exist in the next 1 month. As at 2015, what was happening was that nobody could confidently say that Nigeria will still be on the map of the world the following week, the following month, or the following year. But we saw that he came and he took the battle to the insurgents. When he came, insurgency was the main thing. And he took the battle to them. Then he became hydra-headed. Banditry joined, kidnapping for ransom joined, cultism joined, separatist agitation joined. How many challenges can one administration really confront? That's the issue with the Buhari administration. It was from day one till now, it was one challenge, from one challenge to the other. No, but we also see some calm in the country now. You can't compare what we have today with what we had 6 months ago, 1 year ago. And in another 6 months. 6 months is enough time to finish what's on ground. And it's not unlikely.
So you're saying that this government will finish off the insecurity challenges in this country?
It's not unlikely.
No. I mean, give us a...
Security will always be a continuum in a country. Mm-hmm. America still has to be alert to security. Other countries of the world still have to be alert to security. You will never get to a time you will sit back and say, we are all sound, safe, and secure. No need to be at the alert again. No, you will never get to that point. So,
but some of our security needs are very basic and glaring. In the sense that, I mean, basic in the sense that, for example, ability to travel between Abuja and Kaduna on the expressway. Can Nigerians sufficiently be able to do that? Can Nigerians jump on the train and travel without the fear of being bombed by terrorists on that train from Abuja to Kaduna? Is the northeastern region of the country so clear that those who are doing aid work will not have the fear of being attacked? Can they travel through the Borno, Adamawa axis without Boko Haram trailing them? And those are the basic issues. Can you go to the southeast? You saw what happened with Ebonyi, the INEC office there. These are basic issues. There will be crime. Even in countries where they have low crime rates, there will still be 1 or 2 pockets of crime. Even in the United States, there are shootings here and there in the malls. But they have different security challenge. But our own is that we have a ragtag terrorist elements just around the country, everywhere you step to.
But those who do those things, are they largely foreigners? A good number of them are Nigerians. And people who get the kind of country they work for. Most of them are largely Nigerians. If you make your government to be embattled from day one to the last, then you will hinder that government from doing what it wants to do for the country.
Are you saying the insecurity is largely political?
It's a combination. Politics can be ruled out of it, but it's a combination. It's a brew. It's a brew. But I believe that politics can't also be completely ruled out.
One thing perhaps that a lot of people may not forget that has happened over the last few years under this administration is that perhaps more than in a long time, I'm not sure when was the last time we saw Nigerians going out of this country and wanting to live in droves. They do, the Japa syndrome is so high. I mean, just in one country alone, in the first 6 or 7 months of this year, we're seeing almost 70,000 Nigerians left for the United Kingdom. It's so bad that an average Nigerian wants to leave for other climes.
Not just now. The average Nigerian had always wanted to leave. And it's not just in Nigeria, It's in most countries of the world, particularly in the third world. They want to leave. They always believe that the grass is greener at the other side.
But why is it higher under your government?
No, no, no. It will be simplistic to say.
No, the figures are there, Mr. Adesina. No, I just put it to you that just only in the UK, more than what we have seen, at least in the last 10 years, that people have wanted to leave this country. And I've said to you, just almost 70,000 in the first seven months of this country that we're seeing people leave for the United Kingdom alone. That is just one country.
You see, the truth is that if you have an opportunity to better your life in any part of the world, there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it. If you think migrating legally is good for you, all well and good, by all means go. But you can't now say because people are leaving, then it's a sign that something is fundamentally wrong.
You don't think something is fundamentally wrong?
No. This is our country.
And you don't think something is wrong for people wanting to leave?
It's our country. There are people who will never leave this country.
You know people, a lot of people who love this country. But now, because they want a better life.
You said 70,000 people left. What average is that out of 200?
I'm saying to one country.
Yes.
Just one country.
But what average is that out of 200 million Nigerians? There are Nigerians who will never leave this country, no matter how things are. There are Nigerians who will say, this is my country, we will stay here.
And you're not worried about the issue of brain drain. Several Nigerians wanted to leave because, I mean, if Nigeria is better, you don't think that people want to stay?
No. There are, for every person that leaves, there are 100 people that want to stay.
Now, on a final note, Mr. Adesina, is the issue of oil theft. That is embarrassing, the kind of situation that we have found ourselves. Is there a commitment under this government to deal with, not only deal with it, to bring to book and name names, just like you promised that you are going to name names of terrorists? Up to now, we've not seen that happen. To be able to put names to these people who have sucked the blood out of the nation polity dry.
Yes, the development may have worsened, but it had always been there. You see pipelines that were connected and passed to the sea. They said it had been there in 9 years. Has this administration been there in 9 years? So it shows you that it had been there. The fact that it was revealed under this administration should even be a plus. Something that predated the administration, now found out under this administration, should even be a plus. So it had been there. One thing we can be sure of is that when a prima facie case is established against these oil thieves, they will be brought to book. One thing the administration will not do is to begin to name people carelessly and recklessly without having established things against them.
Mr. Adesina, thank you so much indeed for coming tonight. I appreciate the time.